Xbox is at the center of the gaming world once more, and it does look like what was previously thought impossible may just happen. But let's break that all down up next. What's going on, guys? It's Kalo, and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content. Drop a like on the video, and welcome to the Level Up. It's been a busy few days in the gaming world with multiple big stories breaking over the weekend. Now, one of the stories that did break fairly recently, though, was this Xbox Developer Direct that is headed our way on January 23rd. Now, outside of looks at titles like South of Midnight, Doom the Dark Ages, and so on, people have been hyper-focusing on what that mystery game could be. Of course, we've given our predictions as to what that game could possibly be, but it looks like, thanks to new insider information, this show might be more than we bargained for. To this, I look to Windows Central's Jez Corden, and this is what he had to say. Quote, "This Xbox Developer Direct might be a lot bigger than Microsoft is letting on." Now, he did go on to clarify in this here tweet that we can breathe a sigh of relief because it's good news for Xbox fans. Well, at least we hope. And while this is a vague tweet, this could mean a lot of different things. But this is where I bring in Nate the Hate and air out some things he said on his podcast, which, in case you missed that podcast, he said a lot. We're going to get into the big stuff later, but let's break down this part first. Also, keep in mind last year around this time, he brought up Hi-Fi Rush being on the PS5, and fast forward to now, he was indeed correct. So he has a decent track record. But I always say kind of move forward with caution when it comes to any and all rumors, mainly because there's a whole lot going on in gaming right now, and it's kind of hard to keep track of it all. But according to Nate the Hate, Square Enix is preparing to bring Final Fantasy XVI, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Rebirth to Xbox consoles. So that itself is some pretty massive news to get. And when we look back at Jez Corden's tweet, we can also see he doesn't think Oblivion will be at the show. So removing Oblivion and slotting in Square Enix here will be pretty massive news. Now, Nate the Hate does go on to state that there is a possibility we could get Final Fantasy XVI as a shadow drop after the show. Then, as followed, 7 Remake will drop later this year, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will drop in 2026. And finally, as for that Oblivion remake, don't worry guys, there's some good news here. Nate says that game could still get announced later this year with it dropping sometime around June. Now on to the bigger portion of this video. We do have a small story to talk about, and it all has to do with a small Xbox owned IP going over to the PS5. Yep, we're talking about Halo. So now Nate the Hate is brought back up to the front of the class here, where in that very same podcast, he did claim that Xbox exclusive titles like Flight Simulator 2024 and the Master Chief Collection will be coming over to the PS5 and Nintendo Switch in 2025. Now, Jez Corden corroborated these rumors, but added titles like Hellblade 2 and potentially Gears of War Ultimate Edition as 2 titles that could potentially be coming over to the PS5 on top of those others. Now, I know Halo is the Xbox IP, and quite honestly, I agree with you. When I think of Xbox, I immediately think of Halo. But I do want to add in this small fact. As of right now, these are rumors, nothing's confirmed, so just kind of keep that in mind before we go off the rails. But I do see there's a huge emotional response from fans, and quite honestly, I get you there. Mainly because this would be a huge moment in gaming history across the board. This is because that bundle of games includes the likes of Halos 1 to 4, Reach, and ODST, which at the end of the day is the Halo franchise at its peak. That's the core experience. But as for my 2 cents on this all, I err on the side of, if this indeed goes down, 1, it's gonna sell insanely well, and 2, it's gonna breathe new life into Halo, which I think the franchise so desperately needs. So I guess you can kind of tag me in that camp of it won't affect me, which, hey, I'm gonna own that. Now, I really don't see a negative here outside of we lose that exclusive tag, which, when I look across the industry, times are changing, so we gotta adapt to the times. And quite honestly, call me simple-minded, as long as I can play Halo on my Xbox, my PC, or wherever I choose to play Halo, I really don't care. But with all that being said, I'm gonna pass this one off to you guys. What do you think about Halo going over to the PS5 and the Switch too, potentially? That'll be pretty massive news, but let me know in the comments down below. But that about does it here. I've been Kalo, I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and this has been the Level Up.